What's going on? Welcome back. This is Chris with another video, and today I'm getting back from PAX East over the weekend, and it was really fun. And I did myself kind of a favor of taking all the games on my backpack that I bought on day one and stuffing them aside to do a kind of little uh, semi-surprise haul, even to myself. So let's check out what I got and just kind of talk about the experience. All right, so I remember a couple of these, and they're kind of sticking out at the bottom, but I will say that if I can if there's not too much of a glare, I got this awesome poster in the middle here from Mafia the Old Country, signed by the president of Hangar 13, the game director, and the cinematics director. All incredibly cool guys. I also got a little prayer card that obviously they use even in the initial game reveal promo video of when they're burning the prayer card in his hands when he's making his pledge to the family. So the trailer of that game shot up to the very top of my list of most anticipated games this year. I would say that Mafia of the Old Country, Lost Soul aside, and I mean, if Crimson Desert, I didn't end up playing Crimson Desert. Apparently, it was a really buggy build. So we'll see. But those are theoretically the top of my list for the rest of the year. As the time of recording this, Doom: The Dark Ages is already out, or like at least the previews are up. I don't know if it's out yet. I'll play that at some point where I have probably after the wedding, where I have a stretch of time to kind of get back in the action, high-paced FPS type of gameplay. But anyways, in terms of games I played, I wasn't there terribly long, so I just kind of played some indies here and there and just looked at some trailers and just like hung out, caught up with friends, and did some shopping. So in no particular order, it's just kind of more fun this way. We do have Iron Meat, which is a big favorite of the guys at Gaming Off the Grid, one of my favorite YouTube channels ever. They did a 24-hour live stream for charity, and a big part of that early stint that I was watching was playing Iron Meat, and the actual designer, creator of the game, the guy who made the game, I guess is the easiest way to say it, was like in the chat, and they found this like game-breaking glitch that it was a cool moment. So I knew I would regret not getting this because I knew they had strictly limited, had some weird stuff with this game, but I got it. I'm happy about it. It's very Contra-y, so I'm excited to play that. And it's one of those things that like, did I need it? No. Was it a panic FOMO buy? Absolutely. And I gotta just be gentle with myself and be like, it is what it is. So all right, so there's a pretty good chunk of these next couple games that we'll go with the themed ones. The first two games I bought were Little Big Planet 1 Game of the Year Edition for PS3 and Little Big Planet 2. And of course, after I bought this, they were $10 each, so it was good. But the second I left, all I was seeing was normal Little Big Planet 1s and then Little Big Planet 2 Game of the Year Editions all over the place. Now, I will say for this one, the guy that was selling it to me was like, "Oh, damn! Like my own personal copy, has some like ads all over it, so it would have been nice to have a clean copy." To which I was saying to myself, like, "Why are you selling this to me? Especially for $10. It's not like I was paying up for it terribly much." But all I'm missing is LBP 3. I want to get the non-Greatest Hits edition. I have at least one or two of these games digitally, but and for all I know, I could have sworn that I got a Little Big Planet game with the PS3 that I bought, but it might have been disc only. But either way, happy to have these. And then at another seller, Gaming Underground, I picked up Little Big Planet karting. And, it's interesting to me, if I remember correctly from Colin and Greg talking about this game, it's from the Mod Nation Racers team. So, yeah, United Front Games. And San Diego Studio, is that Sony's? No. Is that Sony Bend? San Diego Studio. Well, that doesn't make sense. But anyways, just bear with me here. So, yeah, I wanted to, I don't know if this franchise is going to continue on much longer. I know they had Sackboy's Big Adventure, so I have that on PS5 as well. I'm looking forward to playing that. But My time with the Vita game and with one of the games on PS3, I enjoyed very much, and I look forward to. And I own digitally the Little Big Planet 3 on PS4. So I know that got delisted. That was a weird one, but I want to make sure I get a good copy of that. But anyway, so yeah, that's my Little Big Planet little mini haul that I'm basically almost complete, and I just need to grab 3 before it jacks up in price too much. A couple other games from Gaming Underground. We have Bionic Commando, which I got for like a couple bucks on Steam, but it never launches right. It like has some DirectX whatever issues, but like it was $7, and I'm like, I love a game like this for a palate cleanser, similar to before I had other PC related bugs, Enslaved Odyssey to the West, just like a nice gray and green PS3, Xbox 360 era like action romp. That's a little campy, a little ridiculous, but yeah, the mechanics looked really good, and yeah, I just wanted to play this on the TV through the PS3 without any like Steam issues or anything like that. And like I've been wanting to pick this up for a while, but I see it online for like almost as much as like 18, 20 bucks sometimes. And like that may include shipping, but happy to pick this up. And then The Evil Within, I own digitally, but I've really enjoyed getting into horror games and collecting those. And from what I've seen, it is so much FOMO of like things getting randomly expensive for no reason. The Medium from Bloober Team like just won't go down in price, and I ended up pulling the trigger of that at around 20 to 25 at a GameStop a couple of months ago. And I just didn't want that to happen with this series. I didn't end up pulling the trigger on The Evil Within 2 quite yet because I haven't played this one. And it was still like 20. I don't know if it was 20 or 25. I think 20 was a bit. I may have pulled the trigger, but 25 is a bit rich for my blood for knowing how different it is. And I don't think, since it's more action focused, I don't think it's gonna potentially go down. And obviously, Tango Gameworks was purchased by the people who make PUBG, or the people who publish PUBG, or something like yeah. I'm blanking on the name of them, but like they bought the team and but they left this franchise with Microsoft, The Evil Within, and Ghostwire Tokyo, and they only acquired the rights to Hi-Fi Rush. So I don't think we'll be seeing this anytime soon, but I wanted to at least, I would regret not getting it. And yeah, so we're on to our last shop of the day, and I'll lead with this just in case because it's my favorite thing I picked up, and it might be the stupidest in terms of like price. So we have Tekken Hybrid, which I had never heard of, but what it is, I assumed it was like some PSP games brought to PS3. But so it says Tekken Blood Vengeance 3D. I didn't know what the hell that was, and I'm pretty sure that's a movie because it says exclusive games and movie bundle. And then we have Tekken Tag Tournament HD, which I'm like, okay, you read the back of the box. Is Tekken Tag Tournament 1 for PS2 that I don't have a PS2 at the moment, and I'm trying to collect all the Tekkens organically without having to buy them online. And the HD version of Tag 1, and then the prologue, like a playable demo, the playable preview of Tekken Tag 2, I just thought was so cool. So yeah, Blood Vengeance 3D is a movie. Apparently it's 3D compatible. I'll see if I can find some 3D glasses. That'd be fun as hell. Honestly, I've loved getting to know the Tekken universe, and it was a little pricey. It was $40, and I know it goes online at GameStop for cheaper for 24. But trust me, this is just such like a mint copy. And I went back. This was the one place that you had to wait in line just to look in the store, and then you had to wait at the controller section for the people in front of you to finish, and then go over to the players guides, then the Nintendo, oh my god, the Nintendo powers, and then and then you had to work your way through all the systems. So eventually I came back for Tekken Hybrid. I knew I was going to regret not getting it. It feels so good in the hands. It's like a really nice, like pristine case. It's got all the inserts in there. So I'm down to watch the movie. Yeah, I just knew I'd regret not getting it. There's other stuff. There's Street Fighter X Cross Tekken and Tekken Cross Street Fighter, whichever ended up being that got released. They had the special edition, but it wasn't the big box. I'd rather just get the big box. So we got a couple other games here. We'll lead with the kind of stupid ones. The PlayStation 1 wrestling games I wanted to get, which was WCW Mayhem and WCW versus NWO Thunder. And the thing about these games, I don't think they're going to be very good, but one of my most popular videos was me talking about RGT 85's The Art of N64 Wrestling Games, and then all the games that I own for N64. And there was a whole bunch that I thought I was only missing Mayhem that I had played on an emulator before, but there's Thunder, there's Backstage Assault, and there's at least one other WCW game. And then finding out they're on PlayStation 1, I have the PlayStation 3 Slim that's backwards compatible. It's like I will definitely play these even if they're not that good. I think I have like just enough brain cells to be able to play a game that's similar in style to the WWF Warzone and Attitude games. Even though I was really bad at those back in the day, at least one of these, this Mayhem is by EA. I'm not 1,000% sure. I guess they don't have the studio attached. And then THQ Inland Productions did Thunder, but I was excited. They're, under $10 each. So I pulled the trigger. It was one of those things that could have gotten me another game, but I'm happy to organically build this collection. And although it's like, that could have been another game, it's like, that's something I can buy cheaply at other game stores in the future that I end up visiting. Just like, a $10 under purchase for like some old wrestling games that nobody tends to care about. Like, I'm excited to keep building that collection. I definitely want the ECW game for either N64 or ideally PS1 because I think it'll probably play a little bit better. So, all that being said, I have a couple more games. We have Pikmin 3 Deluxe. It's nothing too crazy and flashy, but it's the only Pikmin game I don't own. It was driving me crazy, and it's literally over $60 on Amazon, and it was driving me insane. Here we got it for $45 in perfectly good condition, and I'm good. So I really been wanting to, it's springtime here in New England. I've wanted to kind of get back into Pikmin. I've split between trying to play it all in one day or playing one in-game day per real life day. So day 1, day 2, and play it every day for 30 days and beat it that way and kind of not touch it. I think that would present an interesting challenge, but also it would give me so much anxiety because I would feel like I'm forgetting where things are. So I'm not 1,000% sure how I'm going to go about that, but I'll flip a coin maybe. But Pikmin 3 Deluxe, very excited. And obviously these games are very replayable. But love Pikmin very much. The only game I don't own, I guess, would be a physical copy of Hey Pikmin. So maybe that's in the future, but no time soon. We'll go with PS5 Guardians of the Galaxy. It was $15, which, I thought was a very good deal. I wanted to play this I own it on PC through Epic Game Store, I want to say, but I was like, I want to play this. It looks stunning. It's very Mass Effect looking in terms of its playstyle and its cinematics and how interconnected the dialogue is between all the characters. So, like, this deserves full TV placement. I didn't want to deal with like the docking, the ROG LIX. Honestly, this is deep in the video, so hopefully nobody fucking yells at me. But I've fallen out of in love. Jesus Christ, I've fallen out of love a little bit with like the PC handheld situation. I've been encountering more and more bugs. I will forever be grateful for the ROG Ally for being able to play Assassin's Creed 1 through Rogue on it, and I could play I was playing Odyssey a decent amount. I just sucked at it, and it's too big of a file size for all the older games and indie games I was playing. But what's the one before? Unity. I was playing Unity on it, but I was running into some issues, and I'm like, truly, I think I'm kind of good to just move over to full-time PlayStation with like Switch exclusives. And then play just a lot of games I haven't played before, like the games I'm going to pick up here. So, big rant aside, Guardians of the Galaxy, super excited to play this and might bump this to the top of the list. It was a good price. I've always kept my eye out for it, but this, once again, like whenever a case is not fucking disgusting, I'm like really happy to pick that up. Because maybe I would get this for $12 at GameStop 3 years from now and it would be covered in fucking some ungodly substance. So, this is actually, apart from, they're both very weighty game cases, but apart from Tekken Hybrid, Jade Empire Limited Edition is my favorite purchase of the con. It was $10 and it looks pristine. It's like I almost don't even want to take it out of the thing. And once again, not to harp on it, but this was a game that I had started on Steam that was just like so not user friendly. And, maybe I'll be wrong, but either playing this on the original Xbox with my retro, this isn't a retro TV, don't fucking yell at me, it's not a CRT, but with my retro setup over here, or just putting it in the Xbox Series X to play backwards compatible, either way, I'm excited to finally check this out. Finally beat this from start to finish. I got maybe like 8 hours into it, but I got lost at one point, and it was so frustrating, the tech issues I was running into. So I really wanted to start over in earnest, so I knew what was going on with the story again. I was absolutely captivated by it. It's obviously a BioWare game, and that's what drew me in the first place. Mass Effect 1 through 3 is one of my favorite. I think Mass Effect 2 and 3 are in my top 5 games of all time. Mass Effect 2 is currently my number 2 game of all time, right behind something. Oh, Ocarina of Time. I think it was Ocarina, Mass Effect 2, God of War, and then Nier Automata and Mass Effect 3 go back and forth. So that's how much BioWare means to me at the moment. And I want to keep playing their other games, Dragon Age, stuff like that. But I was loving this game so far, and I think it really deserves my full attention on the big screen, and want to play it all the way through. So we'll see what vessel I end up playing this in, but that case is so nice, the holographic. And just really weighty. It has behind the scenes, oh my god, making of Jade Empire. Get a behind the scenes look at the making of Jade Empire, courtesy of G4 Video Game Television. And then there's a demo for Forza Motorsport, Conquer Live and Reloaded, and Mech Assault 2. Too funny. I love stuff like this. So, right. Anyways, and then the last game that I got, which coincides with the game I beat recently, Super Paper Mario. I think I knew in my heart that I was going to finish Paper Mario Thousand Year Door after I was done with the con and before I finished the weekend, and I did indeed do that. So, one of my best friends, Corey, he got me Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. He's played all the Paper Mario games, all the console Paper Mario games at this point. I think the only one withstanding would be like Paper Jam, which is on the 3DS. I don't know if Color Splash. Color Splash was a Paper Mario game, but it was on the Wii U, and we're not going to count that unless they bring it to Switch. But it was panned at the best. It was mostly just ridiculed. So, but he actually really liked this game, Super Paper Mario. I either got it for him for his birthday one year or suggested it, and he got it himself. I don't remember. But I thought it was just going to be a full-out platformer, but he said it was. I watched him play the end of the game, but luckily it was long enough ago, and it will be long enough from now that I play this that I don't remember all of it. But it was incredible to watch. It was such a spectacle. It was great use of like platforming, but also like the 3D aspect of it is fascinating. So very excited to own this for like a reasonable price. It was maybe $20, $25. All right, well, $25, but it was all the copies I've seen in GameStop or anywhere local has been, or even on Mercari when I've looked like lately, has all been the Player's Choice Nintendo Selects edition, and this is just a very clean copy with the manual. And I'm thrilled to have it and thrilled to legitimately play it. I've been wanting to play my Wii more recently, and this was at the top of my list. This, Punch-Out, and House of the Dead Overkill are really at the top of my list to get. Kirby, Epic Yarn. And I think that pretty much covers it. So, big one for the collection, and a big celebration in hindsight of beating Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, one of the best games I've ever played. And shout out to Corey, one of his favorite games of all time that he's been telling me to play since we first met in 2013, 2014. So it's been a long time coming, but thankfully they put out that HD remaster. He got it for me, and I absolutely loved that game. I want to make my own video on it just to like kind of put everything in the time capsule of my feelings on it. And yeah, basically that's that. I want to keep making videos, whether or not it's on this channel, and just a bit more casual. I'm not even going to have an intro or an outro on this. Maybe I'll fade it to black, but I'm not trying to do as much crazy animated stuff. But I just wanted to document this and also kind of surprise myself. I completely forgot that I ended up with Jade Empire. Super stoked on that. Guardians is going to be fun. Pikmin, can't wait to start that journey. So that's what kind of prompted that. Playing some wrestling games and fighting games too. Virtual Fighter just had another like trailer come out. And I'm really just trying to like embrace like playing fighting games every week. Even if it's different ones, it's getting better at the same one. I'm not 1,000% sure what that journey looks for me, but I've really accepted the fact that especially during this con, that I'm really gravitated towards the fighting games that I own and the fighting games I'm looking to collect. I'm still, in the process of collecting all the Tekken games in person, Street Fighter as well. Mortal Kombat is a little dicier because I own them on so many different platforms that I don't know. But Tekken's pretty easy because it was PlayStation focused for so long. And then yeah, just all these other games I can't wait to play. I've been pretty good about being able to juggle games like Immortals of Avium in between longer sessions of Expedition 33, which is an incredible game so far. Oh my god. And then yeah, picking up Paper Mario here and there and just kind of cycling through that. So I'm not a lost cause. I'm definitely not playing one game at a time. It's just too. It's not fun for me, which I know sounds crazy, but it helps me like get past those kind of weird pacing issues that you run into in a lot of your favorite games, and it helps me more fondly remember them. So all good there. Some good stuff in the future. I'll definitely be playing a couple games that some buddies from PAX recommended to me. I'll be putting Stellar Blade at the very top of my to play list. The second I'm done with Immortals of Avium, so shout out to Dan for that. But anyways, amazing PAX, amazing experience, and some really cool games to play in the future. Bionic Commandos is really calling my name as well. So thank you so much for checking this out. Catch you in the next one later.